Welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more latest news, as I updated you the other day about Silva now from AC Milan, who's only been at AC Milan since June, because AC Milan had purchased Silva from Porto of a fee of around about £38 million. He signed a 5-year deal with AC Milan, but yet he could set to leave AC Milan in January, because he's only been there a couple of months now with AC Milan. But apparently Arsenal have been interested in the player as well as a replacement for Alexis Sanchez, and Arsenal have had quite a few targets on their radar, for a replacement for Sanchez, a replacement for Mesut Ozil as well, because obviously we know that Arsenal convinced they're going to go. But apparently Barcelona have now entered the race for Silva, because Barcelona are looking to add more ranks into their squad as well. So Silva, who has yet to score in the Serie A for AC Milan, he's only been there 3-4 months, is it, or something like that, not even that. He hasn't scored in the Serie A yet. He has scored 6 times in the Europa League. As Silva is strong, he's quick, he's good at leaving the lines, he's good in the air. He's an efficient finisher as well, is Silva, but AC Milan purchased him £38 million. He's only been at AC Milan a couple of months. AC Milan did spend a staggering amounts of money in the August window, but AC Milan have not had a fantastic start to the campaign, and AC Milan may have to offload some players, especially if they do not gain Champions League footballer AC Milan. But he has scored 6 times in the Europa League as Silva, but he has yet to score. He's yet to score in the current Serie A as well. But apparently Barcelona are reportedly interested. Arsenal have targeted quite a few replacements for Sanchez. Barcelona are targeting quite a few players as well. They have been scouting quite a few players as well, as the update during the process. They've been scouting the likes of Martial, Kane, Eriksen of Barcelona. But also it's reportedly said that Barcelona have now dropped out of the race for Virgil van Dijk, because we know that was Liverpool's main priority target during the August window. Liverpool couldn't get a deal over the line because Southampton were not willing to offload Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool ended the interest back in June due to a legal approach. Liverpool still need to strengthen the defensive area up. Liverpool may go back for Virgil van Dijk in January. Sorry guys. They may go back Virgil van Dijk in January. As I said, Virgil van Dijk, ex-Celtic player, won the Scottish Premiership, won the Scottish League Cup with them. Won the PFA quite a few times as well. Southampton paid £13 million for him. I think this is his 3rd season now in the process at Southampton. He's just recovered from long-term injury, as well as Virgil van Dijk. And also, made his debut against West Brom, scored his first goal against Swansea did Virgil van Dijk. And it reported the other day that actually Barcelona had been scouting Virgil van Dijk in the process. Also made an international debut in 2015, did Virgil van Dijk. And Southampton could have got about £60–70 million for him, so they would have raised a lot of money, considering they paid £30 million for him from Celtic. But as I said, Southampton were not willing to offload Virgil van Dijk, but apparently it's now said Barcelona have dropped their interest now in Virgil van Dijk in the current process. But that's a Liverpool may revive the interest in him back in January as well. But this is about the Silva situation. That's been another Arsenal target, is Silva. AC Milan, he's only been there quite a few months, but could he possibly leave in January as well? Because I think Arsenal convinced Sanchez will leave. Ozil will leave now, according to him. He's told his teammates that he will join Man United. But as I said, Arsenal have had other targets. They've had, the likes of, they've been interested in Martial from Man United. Mahrez has been on the radar. Who were the other player that was on their radar now? Mahrez on the radar, Martial was on the radar, Draxler's been on the radar, Thomas Lemar, has been on the radar. But I think, in my opinion, Arsenal will revive the interest in Thomas Lemar in January. If Arsenal come up with a big amount of money for Lemar, Monaco may will to offload the player. The only reason Lemar didn't make the move in the window due to Monaco not willing to offload the player. Monaco had raised a lot of money for the departure of their players. He made his senior debut in his international debut in 2016, did Lamar. His passing ability is very, very good. His dribbling is very, very good as well. He made 32 appearances with Chan. Monaco had paid £3 million for him. I think this is his third season now in the process. He's Thomas Lemar's, as I said, and the president did confirm he may leave next summer. It's unlikely to happen in January, but he may leave next summer. He did say Arsenal and Liverpool had been interested. Said Arsenal, were the most likely team to go on and get the player. But he did say Lamar did want to make the move to Premier League. Arsenal had 2 bids rejected. Liverpool had 2 bids rejected, as I said, for Lamar. Arsenal had put a £92 million bid in, initially accepted by Monaco itself, but apparently Lamar didn't want to make. Then, at that moment in time, Lamar didn't want to make the move to the Emirates Stadium. He preferred the move to Liverpool Football Club. And I think he's got 3 years left on his deal. He's versus 2. This is very, very good. He can play anywhere in the middle. He can play on each flank as well, can Thomas Lamar. So, yeah. Very, very good player in the process. So Arsenal may go for him in January as well. But apparently, Andrea Silva is still on their current radar as well. Riyad Mahrez, has been, on Arsenal's radar because Arsenal and Tottenham have been interested in Riyad Mahrez. I said Riyad Mahrez has won the Premier League with Leicester. He's won the Championship with Leicester. I think this is his 4th season now in the process. He won the cup. He's won the PFA with them quite a couple of times as well. Algerian Football of the Year, he made his international debut in 2014 with Algeria. Reasonable thanks for Lee Harvey, also participating in the Lee Harvey reserve team as well. But yeah, Riyad Mahrez, passing ability, very, very good. Very, very key player. Very, very good in Leicester's title win that season. Riyad Mahrez was very, very good. But as I said about Andrea Silva, yeah, he's an ex-Porto player as well. Played in the reserve team for Porto. Andrea Silva made 84 appearances, scored 24 goals. And for the senior team for Porto, he made 41 appearances and scored 17 goals in the process there as well. But it's proudly saying Barcelona are in the race for Andrea Silva. But it's saying Arsenal have reportedly been interested as well, and we know Arsenal have been interested in Martial. It reported that Barcelona had actually been scouting Antonio Martial as well. Antonio Martial, as I said, he made his international debut in 2015 in France. Very, very good for France. As I said, he's won the Player of the Month. He's won Golden Boy Award, scored in his debut for Man United. This is his 3rd season process. He started his professional career with Lyon. Went to Monaco a couple of seasons, and it's the highest paid fee for the teenager that we did pay for him. I don't think this is including the potential increase as well. I think the initial £36 million was the highest fee paid for a young teenager, and it did say there could be an increase recommended in this as well. But Anthony Martial, as I said, very, very good player, very, very generous on the left. He's doing very, very well this season. Didn't do so good last season, but Man United are not going to wilt offload him. Is apparently reporting, Arsenal have showed an interest in Martial, but apparently Barcelona have been scouting the player as well, because he can play in the middle, he can play on the left, and I think him and Rashford have been fantastic for Man United this season, especially. But I just don't see Man United willing to offload Anthony Martial. It's also reported, Barcelona have been scouting the likes of Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane from Tottenham Hotspur. As I said, with the Christian Eriksen situation, Tottenham have had him now. This is his 5th season in the process. Tottenham have paid just over £11 million for him from Ajax. He won titles with Ajax. He won Danish Football of the Year quite a few times. Won Tottenham Player of the Year award. He made his international debut in 2010. Did Christian Eriksen. He's made 142 appearances. Scored 34 goals. He's an attacking midfielder. Apparently Barcelona have been scouting him well at the Bernabeu. Also, too, Harry Kane. Apparently Barcelona have been scouting him, but we know Harry Kane is a Real Madrid target. But yeah, as I did say, as I updated you, with about the Bale news yesterday, they may will offload Bale Real Madrid, as it did say. But if he did say he wants to make the move back to Tottenham, which Dan Pollen reported that he would prefer the move to Tottenham, Manchester United and Chelsea, Real Madrid could just turn around and say, it might be only a cash-only deal, but Real Madrid could turn around and say, we want Harry Kane at Real Madrid, and we will then offload Bale back to Tottenham Hotspur. This is what Real Madrid could do. The club that spends big money, the club that likes to spend a lot of money that on good players. They didn't do it in the August window. Surprisingly, Real Madrid didn't spend a lot of money. They generated quite a bit of money for the departure of a couple of their players. James Rodriguez, Danilo, Morata. You know what I'm saying? But we know Rodriguez is on loan at Bayern Munich. as well. But yeah, apparently, Barcelona have been wanting Harry Kane. I said Harry Kane's won the Golden Boot, especially, in the last couple of years, as Harry Kane's been fantastic. I think he scored 12 goals in all competitions this season for Tottenham. As I said, Tottenham being very, very consistent the last couple of years. And as I said, if Real Madrid were to go in for Harry Kane, he wouldn't come cheap. He's probably worth more than Neymar now. He probably, talking about the £200 million mark if Harry Kane was for sale. As I said, he hasn't ruled the Spurs to exit out as Harry Kane. Won the Premier League, he won the Player of the Month in September. He's won the PFA, Golden Boot last couple of years. Hit over a century. He's hit over a century goals now in all competitions. Tottenham Hotspur, best striker in the Premier League without a doubt. He's on the same level now as Messi and Ronaldo. Probably not, he's not as classy. He doesn't have the class as Messi and Ronaldo, but I think he's elevating to that higher level. And I think he's getting somewhere towards that level of Messi and Ronaldo. And now he's a Harry Kane, because his progression for 3 years has been absolutely fantastic as well. But Real Madrid are reportedly interested in him, but he did say Barcelona had been scouting Harry Kane as well. It did say Real Madrid had a plan B of Marcus Rashford as well. That's another player that Man United are not willing to, to sanction off, because he's a fantastic young age prospect. He's Marcus Rashford. As I said, he's strong, he's quick, he's good leading the lines, he's very, very good in the air. Fantastic young age prospects, and as I said, his finishing needs to improve. And this season, his finishing assets has definitely improved as Marcus Rashford. 7 goals in all competitions, I think, this season for Man United. He's a record, very, very good, scored in his debut in every single, competition basically, apart from the FA Cup. The Europa League, the Champions League, he did it. In the Europa League, he did it. The Premier League, he did it twice in his Premier League debut. The Champions League, the Europa League, as I said, the League Cup, he's done it as well. On his England international debut, he did it back in May 2016. So Rashford's just a very, very good player, and I can't see him, wanting to make the move to Madrid, because he's still only young. He's been playing football since he was 7 years old. But yeah, apparently Real Madrid had him as a plan B if they couldn't get the pursuit of Harry Kane, which I don't see it happening. Harry Kane has not ruled the Spurs exit out, as I said, but his future remains unclear. In the process, does Harry Kane's as well. But this main part of this video is about Andre Silva. Barcelona have entered the race for Andre Silva. Because obviously Arsenal have had quite a few players on the radar looking for replacement for Sanchez. Ozil looks like, he's going as well. But as I said with Sanchez, reason up thanks from the knees. He won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons of Arsenal. He did clarify he won the Champions League football. He was fantastic with Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. They reunited fantastically well together. But for me, loads and loads of teams have been monitoring Alex Sanchez, but for me, I think it is going to be Barcelona, Manchester City that do the deal. Man City convinced they can get, I think, in the region of a £20 million deal over the line for Sanchez in the January window. He was also demanding a higher wage, just like Mesut Ozil was for Arsenal. Weren't prepared to pay that. They could have cashed in £50-60 million could Arsenal, but obviously they rejected £50 million from City. Initially, £60 million bid was accepted. But obviously Arsenal couldn't find that replacement, so it had come to a conclusion. But so Sanchez made 24 appearances last season, scored he scored 24 goals in 38 appearances last season, should I say, did Alex Sanchez. But I think Arsenal are convinced he will go, and I said Arsenal would rather cash in rather than let them go 3 next summer in the process, because Arsenal, generated a lot of money in the August window. This is the first time, in 2 decades of having that Champions League football. As I said, Sanchez wants to be playing Champions League football, wants to be elevated to high level, wants to be winning trophies in Arsenal. He's not going to be doing it. Even though they are the record holders of the FA Cup, they've won it 13 times, but, they want to be in Champions League football, they want to challenge for the Premier League title and stuff, being Champions League football, as I said, and, Sanchez isn't going to do this with Arsenal, and you can understand this is basically why he wants to make the move in the process. This is why he wants to make the move in the process. As I said, as he updated you earlier on about Mesut Ozil from Arsenal, he did report out the other day that he did say he wanted to join Manchester United. This had been confirmed. He said to his teammates that he wanted to join Man United. He has been linked to a move to Man United. Also, Inter Milan have been interested in him. Also, Besiktas have been interested in Music Ozil as well. But I said he's a player that's good at creating chances. I said he's very, very good at providing assists as well as Music Ozil. Very good creative, very, very good playmaker in the midfield for Arsenal. But he did confirm the other week that the contract talks had stalled between Arsenal, the player, and his current representatives. And Jose Mourinho said he is a fantastic number 10. But obviously we've got Mkhitaryan, number 10, who can play there. We've got Mata that can play in the number 10 as well. Mata's been mainly playing on the right. Mkhitaryan's been playing at number 10 role as well. But how would Ozil fit into the Manchester United squad, you know, if he was actually going to come? And he did say, he's told his teammates he will make a move to Manchester United in the January transfer window, or maybe next summer. But Arsenal have accepted he's not going to sign a new deal, as I said. He turned down £275,000 a week from Arsenal as well. He was demanding a higher wage, but no team was preparing to pay that. It's the second most expensive signing for Arsenal is Mesut Ozil, and it also is the highest paid fee for the German player that they're currently paid for, which is £42.5 million for Real Madrid. We know he was at Real Madrid 4 years and he worked fantastically well with Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid, won quite a few honours, you know, made over a century appearance as well. And we've seen Arsenal, you know, Man United do business in the past. You know, we've seen Robin van Persie come to Man United, you know, scored 30 goals, you know, in one season for us, and he was fantastically good. We're seeing Welbeck going to Arsenal from Man United. So we have seen it happen in the past, you know, a few transfers between Arsenal and Manchester United. So this could currently happen in the process. We know he's coming into his deal. He's coming to an end of his contract. Ozil also was in the Bundesliga for 5 years, you know, with Schalke and Werder Bremen as well, was Mesut Ozil. But in reality, Arsenal have accepted he's not going to be signing a new deal, and he did say he does want to join Manchester United. Does Mesut Ozil currently the attacking midfielder? You know, won 3 FA Cups 4 seasons, now made over century appearances for Arsenal. All in all, but do you think he complement our midfield? Some United fans would like to see him. Some United fans won't. I'm not really sure in the process, guys. Just a bit more, just a bit more news to update you with about the Danny Rose situation. Apparently now Postino's come out and said his future is with Tottenham Football Clubs, is Danny Rose. But so basically Postino's saying Danny Rose's future is with Tottenham Football Club, as it reported the other week that Man United were prepared to put a £50 million bid in for him in January. It said he were willing to snub Chelsea off, and it did say Danny Rose would prefer the move to Old Trafford, but he would prefer the move to Old Trafford. We know he's got a deal until 2021 with Tottenham. We know he's just recovered from long-term injury, as well as Danny Rose. He's been at Tottenham Hotspur 10 years. You know, we know he's been on loan at quite a few teams. He is a very, very good generated left back. Become more of a first team regular player in the 2012-2013 season, did Danny Rose, because we know he'd been on loan at quite a few teams as well. But you know, he did criticise Tottenham back in the August window. You know, he's criticising, you know, with Tottenham's lack of investment in the window. Danny Rose had explained he wasn't satisfied, you know, with the wages he was receiving. And this is what he'd explained in the situation. He also won the PFA. He's made 135 appearances in the Premier League and scored 9 goals. We know he's been on loan to the likes of Bristol City, Watford, Peterborough and Sunderland as well. As Danny Rose also started his professional career with Leeds as well. But very, very good generated left back, because at left back, we've only seen Luke Shaw in action 45 minutes since he's come back. He's still undergoing his rehabilitation. I said Ashley Young's been our best left back without a doubt. He's been our left back since he's come back. You know, when he's been playing there, Ashley Young's been absolutely phenomenal. We know Rojo could be expected to return in a couple of weeks. Blin's been playing okay at the left back when he's been playing there, especially. So I think Man United still may need a lovable left back, and that could see maybe then Luke Shaw, you know, exit the doors with Man United. But it's also reported Man United have been in search for another left back. This is Aaron Martin. It's also saying Manchester City have been tracking Aaron Martin as well. I said Aaron Martin apparently has got a 40 million release clause, or 38 a 4 million release clause. He signed a new deal in January till 2022 with Espanyol. Man United apparently have been scouting the player. He's an Espanyol player. I think he's been there now over a decade as Aaron Martin. He's mainly, you know, risen up the ranks with his youth career. He's played in the reserve teams as well for Espanyol. He's only been in the first team for Espanyol since October 2016 when he made his first team senior debut. Aaron Martin, but he's tenacious, strong, he's quick, he's good in the air, good at driving forward, he's compact, he's very, very competitive, so he does look a good young age prospect, but apparently Manchester City have been tracking and interested in him as well. But as I was saying, could Man United, really go for Ryan Sessegnon, because that was also a Manchester United target, was Ryan Sessegnon, as I said. Ryan Sessegnon risen up the ranks very, very well. Good in the air. His defensive distribution is very, very good. His attacking instinct is very, very good. His link up with his teammates is very, very good. But Ryan Sessegnon also, Tottenham have been interested in Ryan Sessegnon as well. He's been at Fulham now 9 years. He joined Fulham in 2008 for the under-9 teams. He's risen up the ranks very, very well. And he was fantastic on his debut season last season with Ryan Sessegnon. In his debut season, he was very, very good. He made his first team debut in the FL Cup against Leyton Orient, made his first league debut for Fulham against Leeds in a 1-1 draw, and scored his first goal against Cardiff, the youngest player to score in a Championship match. Man United were interested in him during August, Tottenham were interested in him. He did sign a 3-year deal back in June, did Ryan Sessegnon as well. Ryan Sessegnon made 26 appearances last season, scored 5 goals for Fulham as well, but it did say Tottenham were interested. Tottenham had a 25 bid rejected in August, but apparently Fulham may demand £50 million, and that's a lot considering, he's a Championship player. He has risen up the ranks very, very well, but if he did come to the Premier League, Ryan Sessegnon, it would be definitely interesting to see how he would participate if he was to ever come to the Premier League, Ryan Sessegnon. But Fulham may want to give him another season at least to see how he progresses in the current process. But yeah, we also know we also know that Manchester City, not only in search for him, Manchester City have also showed an interest in Ryan Bertrand as a spread, because obviously City, spent a lot of money on fullbacks in the August window, spent over £100 million on fullbacks, spent about nearly 300 million in players all in all. But obviously now Benjamin Mendy's injured, one of their key players that they bought in the summer from Monaco. He's currently injured and he could miss large portions of the season, so they're now, they've been monitoring Ryan Bertrand as well. Ryan Bertrand, as I said, is a player that was at Chelsea 9 years. I think this is his first season in the process with Southampton, is Ryan Bertrand's. As I said, risen up thanks to Gillingham. John Chelsea 2005, was there about 9 years. Been on loan at quite a few teams as well. Ryan Bertrand made his senior debut for Chelsea in 2011. Made his England senior debut in 2012. Made his Champions League debut for Chelsea in the 2012 FA Cup final against Bayern Munich as well. And Ryan Bertrand, we know he's made, we know he's made 146 appearances, scored 5 goals. As Ryan Bertrand, he's won the FA Cup, the Champions League with Chelsea as well as Ryan Bertrand. But strong, quick, tenacious, competitive, very, very good on that left-hand side is Ryan Bertrand. But apparently Manchester City have been monitoring him. Manchester City have been monitoring what's his name? I'm just tired, guys. Sorry, I do apologise for this. Ryan Bertrand is as at Southampton said, he's been there 3 years, but it's reported that City are also interested in Ryan Bertrand as well. But that's what is being reported about that. But yeah, could Ozil, as I said, be Manchester United, next player at the club. It would be very, very good to see if Ozil was to come. Some United fans would want him, some United fans want, but Arsenal have not come to an agreement of securing him a new deal. He's coming to a conclusion of his contract, just like Jessica's going to conclusion of her contract. So could he make the move to Manchester United in January? So we'll have to wait and see in the process of that, guys, as well. So yeah, I've already updated you with the Bale situation. As I said, Don Ballon, Spanish publication, reported he's keen on the move back to Tottenham. He did confirm Man United, Chelsea, still interested. Man United, being heavily linked to Gareth Bale during the August window. We didn't get a deal over the line for Bale because they've got now Marcus Senior rising up the ranks there. They've got Isco, doing very, very well. That can fulfill Gareth Bale's spot. As I said, Dan Bolland Dan Bollen, Dan Bollen, the Spanish publication, had actually reported that they're willing to offload the player. They're looking to generate the funds around Madrid, basically, that they paid for him from Tottenham back in 2013. But he's very, very good. But we all know Real Madrid want mainly offload him, due to that he's injury prone. He's been suffering a lot of injuries, during his time with Real Madrid. He has now got a calf injury, but he's highly experienced. His physical attributes is very, very good. He's a fantastic crosser of the ball. And as I said, I think Man United still need a creative winner in the process. He risen up the ranks fantastically well with Southampton. Had 6 good years with Tottenham as well. Made 146 appearances, scored 42 goals for Tottenham as well. Did Gareth Bale. But we also know, he's very, very good for Wales. Second top scorer for Wales. Record 6 times. Welsh Football of the Year. And Welsh Football of the Year. Record 6 times. So yeah, record. Yeah, that is what I'm saying in the process. What was I saying now? Let me think. Where was that? But yeah, I was saying about Bale, as I do say, Real Madrid are looking to, get the funds for the player. Whether they'll join Man United or Chelsea or whatever, I do not know. But Real Madrid do want to get rid of the player now, especially due to his injuries. With Real Madrid, he's won 3 Champions Leagues in 4 seasons, won 10 with Real Madrid. Very, very good in his 6 year period with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club as well. Was um who were I going? I've even forgot now. So yeah, I think Man United could maybe go for Bale next summer if he hasn't already left, because it's saying still into Milan and Besiktas has some interest in the player. As I said, Arsenal would rather cash in the window, but the report is, are we going to get Mesut Ozil after what he's told his current teammates he wants to join Manchester United? So anyway, guys, I'm going to bed now. I'm really, really tired. Drop your comments, likes below drop your comments, likes below, subscribe, or at least drop your comments and likes below on the channel. So anyway, something to update today, and I'll see you all in a bit. Bye.